So, sir, as you mentioned earlier, that we have 15 plus installation of Atexco Vegapress in India. So, what kind of jobs these customers are doing, or if any message you would like to give to people who want to get into this digital inkjet space?
So mainly most of these customers are into books on uncoated paper. Recently we have started the HD series of machines which print on coated paper, and the target is to print all books which are, let's say, in the region of 3000 print runs on these kind of machines. The target is not to print the books and keep them in the warehouse. The target is to print just in time and deliver them as and when required. This frees up the space for warehousing. This frees up the inventory costs for publishers and for printers. So that's the direction where this technology is going. And the reason why publishers are also very happy with this is primarily because of this, because not every book can be printed for 1000 plus quantities. So this solution gives a perfect solution for publishers to print shorter quantities, 200 to 500 to 700 books, and produce them as and when required. If a particular book is being sold for let's say in a year 3000 to 5000 books are being sold in a year, but that's being sold in 1 year. Why produce them on day one and keep an inventory for 12 months? Rather print 300 every month. Right? So that's the direction the market is going. More and more publishers are realizing the benefit of it. Our customers completely busy. As I mentioned, they're averaging about 10 million impressions per month, 10 million A4 impressions per month. So most of them are already planning to buy their second machine. Most of them, in fact, all of them are planning to buy their second machine, which also proves that the business is sustainable. They're happy with the business, they are happy with the machines, we are happy with the entire new direction which these inkjet presses are offering. So earlier, publishers were pretty comfortable getting a book in 10 days, 20 days. Now we are talking of supplies 10 o'clock next day morning. All right, so that is making a difference. The reliability of the press is rock solid. So when somebody commits that the delivery will happen next day tomorrow 10 o'clock, it happens tomorrow next day 10 o'clock. All right, unlike in other digital technologies where the reliability factor is slightly on a weaker side. Our offset industry is, they're rock solid machines, right? So they don't fail. The reliability factor is very, very high. So if somebody has to move away from offset onto this digital platform, the same strong reliability is the need of the hour. If you don't have that, you can't base your entire projection and deliver on that projection on time, day after day. Right? So these machines are able to deliver that. When we are looking at let's say 1 crore A4, I'll give you one example. One customer of ours in Mumbai, in the first month, he produced 1 crore impressions. And he was ramping up, he was learning about this press, his team was getting used to this press. Now, from that first month to date, he's crossed 4 months and he's already crossed 7 crore impressions. So on an average, he's doing 1.5 crores per month. Let's round it off to 1.6 crores. I'll tell you why. 1.6 crores divided by 8 pages. Let's say when we compare it to the offset and an 8-page offset press. So it's 20 lakh sheets per month, which is approximately 1 lakh 8-up sheets per day, wherein each job is short quantity. Now, this is super fast. This is faster than an offset press, where an offset press can normally delivers approximately 1 lakh sheets per day in case that the number of make-readies are not so high. If the make-readies are very, very high, then we are looking at a much smaller number, right? Now here, when we look at this particular customer, producing approximately 6 crore A4 pages per month, which is 1 lakh 8 of sheets per day and 20 lakh A4 sheets per month, is faster than a standard 4-color offset. Let me clarify this particular point, because 99% of presses in India are standard 4-color. Of course, a lot of people have now started buying 8-color presses. Now, having said that, our new range of presses are delivering really very, very high speeds. We are talking of 180 meters per minute speed. So these machines were delivering approximately 60 to 75,000 A4 pages per hour. The new range of machines that we are talking about is going to deliver 2 lakh A4 pages per hour.
That's right.
So there is a lot of development also happening on our machines, where our volumes are beating offset, and at the same time every third book could be different, right? So that's the power of digital. Also, I should mention at this point that the ink prices are also becoming more and more reasonable, and so these machines are becoming more and more rather the cost of printing is becoming more and more better. Now, one important part of ROI is how much volume are you producing on your press, because there are two costs. There is an ink cost, that's it. I've already said that the ink costs are coming down, but there is also a big capex cost. Now, this capex cost can only be amortized if you are producing super high volumes or high volumes, right? So if you are producing approximately 1 crore a month, then whatever is your EMI, let's say approximately 10 lakhs is your EMI, and if you're producing 1 crore pages a month, then the cost of the machine per print is around 10 paise, right? Now, if you are able to increase that to 1.5 crore pages a month, the cost becomes 6.5 paise. But if you are doing lesser volumes, it becomes very high, right? So the game is not the ink cost. The game is a combination of the ink cost plus how much volume can you throw on these machines. And I'm glad to inform you that, as I said, all our customers are averaging about 1 crore a month, and so their ROI is very, very strong. So this aspect has to be kept in mind before anybody invests in this particular press. Another point is offset machines are supposed to be long lasting, 25 years, 20 years, right? So earlier, digital machines did not have that capability. They would last for 5 years, at max 7 years, and then there was a need to replace those machines. Not anymore. With Atexco machines, we believe, although we have machines already running in China for more than 6-7 years, and they continue to do well. And I believe that these machines can sustain for a longer duration. These are hardcore machines made out of steel, very similar to offset. So they are very robust, very strong, and the electronics is very good. And so again, the ROI comes out of a longer duration of the press as well, right? Longer duration, very high production speeds, low ink costs, perfect recipe for success.
And I think quality as well.
Of course, that goes without saying.
If not better than offset, at least at par with the offset, because I know one of our customers is printing car manuals, which requires a very high quality.
Yes.
So
when we are talking about quality, let me try and give a realistic, practical understanding. The quality is surely better than a cold set web. Okay. So in case you are doing books on uncoated paper, the quality is surely better than cold set web, but lower compared to a sheet fed offset. This is for a machine which is mainly targeted for uncoated paper. But when we start to compare coated paper machines, which are the HD series machines, which are 1200 by 1200 DPI, there the quality of offset and digital can be comparable, and the quality is equivalent to a heat set web quality. And so there are no major issues on the quality front. Because it's a first generation dot coming onto the paper, there is no dot loss happening on the plate and the blanket and the impression surrender, the quality, the gamut is better, the ink gamut is better. Having said that, we need to keep in mind two weaknesses which digital technology brings along with it. One is because the dot is directly jetting on the paper. On an uncoated paper, there is a higher see-through effect. Okay, manageable, but slightly higher than offset. And the second is because we are having an array of heads in the entire area of printing. At times, the heads have nozzle blocks. Okay, so that needs to be removed, and that needs to be purged, and that needs to be cleaned up. And so at times you will get a streak mark, a line. Okay, so these are the two weaknesses of these two technology of the inkjet technology. But once somebody takes care of quality control in terms of streak marks, and once the see-through is sorted out by perhaps using a better quality paper or reducing the intensity, then we are perfectly fine with the technology. We are perfectly fine with the quality, and the proof is in the pudding. Every month, almost 10 crore impressions are being printed, right? So across all the machines put together, so they are getting printed and they are getting sold into the market.
Great.